Hello, everyone. Welcome to Women Created and Called Live. I am Beth McGrain-Tran, your host, and I'm so happy that you have joined me today. Today, we're going to be talking about trustworthiness. So the title is, Are You Trustworthy? And I want to give you a quick little rundown about what today's episode is going to look like, because I know that you are not going to want to miss any part of it. There are some exciting things coming at the end. So today we're going to talk about what I discovered in my journal time this morning, and a really profound message that came out of that I'm going to share with you, a page right out of my journal. But also an exercise that you can do to really help you work through this thought. If you ever have a thought, I am not trustworthy. And so I'll get into that even more. But then after I give you that exercise to kind of take care of that thought right away, we're going to actually dive even deeper into how do we become trustworthy? Where does that come from? And how can we make a habit of it? And then at the very end, I'm going to share with you a special opportunity that I just decided to offer. Actually, I've been thinking about it for a while, but I just decided this morning that today's the day. It can't wait any longer. It must be shared now with you. So you won't want to miss a second of this episode. Welcome to episode 24. Are you trustworthy? So this morning, well, even before this morning, I have been thinking about what some people will call open loops. So, things that I said I was going to do, I haven't done yet. It could be paying a bill. It could be following up with someone. It could be, something around the house that I had planned to do. And I just have been feeling and noticing that I have several of these lately, and they've really been weighing on my brain. Literally, they take up, well, not literally, I guess, but they take up space and energy in my brain, and it makes it difficult to do other things then, because all of these open loops are bouncing around in there, and that's what I'm thinking about. So in thinking about all of these open loops, I took it to my coach, this thought that I have all of these open loops, and the coaching that I got is great. And I discovered today that I needed to dig even more into it and go deeper with it. But the coaching that I got is, yes, open loops are kind of a part of life. And I think her point was that it's not something to beat myself up about. It's not something to, I don't have to choose to focus on deciding what those open loops mean about me. I don't have to make that circumstance mean something about me. And like I said, and I needed to go deeper than that. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. But today, as I did my thought download, just kind of getting all of my thoughts that I'm having right now onto paper, what happened is that I concluded that I am not trustworthy. And this is a thought that I have had before, And it, thoughts can come back and sneak up on you again, right? And so I decided this thought needs a thorough examination today. And so I wanted to share with you the journal that I use is called the Metanoia Daily 7 Journal. It's from Metanoia Catholic Coaching Company, and it's very, very valuable, and it's a fantastic journal. I encourage you to go and check it out. And in this examination, the truth that I discovered is that I have a lot of evidence to support that thought that I am not trustworthy. Of course, I have a lot of evidence for it, or some evidence at least, because if I didn't, my brain would immediately reject it. But because my brain can find evidence that that's true, then my brain will hold on to that thought. And just a little side note here. As I was thinking about this, I thought, this is exactly the kind of game that Satan loves to play. He loves to take a small piece of truth, just a piece of the truth, and twist it until you reject the whole truth. And he can do this easily by getting us to shift our focus away from the whole truth, who is Jesus. If we take our focus off of Jesus, who is the truth, right? And that's where, when we're focused on Jesus, we find peace there. Satan does not want you and I to have peace. I'll tell you that. So if he can get us to shift our focus over here where there's a little tiny piece of truth and he can twist it, then we are focused on the stormy wind and waves that threaten to drown us in despair. And boy, does he love that. So that is what I realized when I thought, okay, yes, I do have some evidence about times when I have not been trustworthy. And what's also true is that I have evidence to support the opposite of that I am trustworthy. So here's that helpful exercise that I mentioned at the beginning. If you are facing a thought like this, first examine the facts. So the first thing that you're going to do is begin with awareness of the facts. Like I said, what are the open loops in your life? Or ask yourself, what are the open loops in my life, or places where I have not kept my word? And like I said, is the case with me, those thoughts are taking up precious space and energy in your brain. And so to help you put some distance between your brain and these thoughts, write them down on paper. If you've been following me for a little bit, you might hear me say this over and over and over again. Write it down. Write them all down. I should get pom-poms out and start yelling that. Write it all down. Write it all down. But here's the thing. When you're writing down all of this evidence for why this is true, you have open loops, you have not kept your word at certain times, stay neutral about it. You are simply reporting facts at this point, okay? You're bringing awareness to the facts. They are not, let me have this in flashing lights, This exercise is not an opportunity to punch yourself in the face and beat yourself up about it, okay? Stay neutral. So that's the first part of the exercise, okay? It's all out there on paper. Then you're going to make another list. You're going to make a list of all of the evidence why the opposite is true. What are ways that you are trustworthy and you have followed through and kept your word in the past? Because the truth is, where you focus matters. Like I said before, Satan wants you to shift your focus off of Jesus, where you find peace, and wants you to focus on the storms in your life, the things that are not peaceful, the wind and the waves that are threatening to pull you into despair. There's no hope over there when you're focused on that. You will find your hope when you're focused on Jesus. He's the calm in the middle of the storm. So, where you focus matters. And I did a whole episode called Where is Your Focus? I believe it was episode 20. So you might want to go back and listen to that one. But where you focus matters. And it's simply a choice where you're going to focus. You simply get to choose it. You and me too. So like I said, this exercise will help shift your thinking right now. But like I said at the beginning, I want to take this even deeper. How does one make it a habit? How does one become trustworthy? See, I believe that you and I are masterpieces in the making. And with every experience, with every moment, God is actively creating you to be the woman that He already sees because He's outside of time and space. He already sees the woman that you will become. And that woman, if you are walking with Jesus, if you are actively pursuing His will, this is how we grow in holiness. This is how we become saints. This is how we get to share in His divinity for all of eternity. That's what the saints get to do. So, Jesus already sees the woman that you will become. And every moment of every day, you and I have a choice. We get to choose whether we are going to step into being that woman now, or are we going to choose something that is going to put us on a different path, that takes us away from the woman that we are meant to be, that we are created and called to be, and take us, like I said, down another path. Now, because He loves you and I so much, He gave us the gift of free will. Like I said, we get to choose. God will only do this work in us and help us become that woman if we allow Him to do that work in us and we cooperate. We show that cooperation by responding to His grace through the Holy Spirit that is at work in us. In this way, you become a co-creator with him as you become the woman that he is creating and calling you to be. So, back to that question. How does one become trustworthy? To answer this, I'm going to share with you, like I promised at the beginning, I'm going to share with you a little piece of what came about in my prayer and journal time this morning. So in asking, this is exercise 7 of the daily 7 journal from Metanoia Catholic. And exercise 7 says, Lord, what is your interpretation? And as I asked this question, this is the words that came to my mind. My child, you become trustworthy when you trust in me. Trust in my love. Trust in my mercy for the times when you haven't kept your word or you were slow to act. Trust that my grace is sufficient to help you act according to my will in every moment of every day. Keep your focus on sharing my love with others to help you stay in committed action every day. This is the beautiful way you are made. This heart to love and serve others is your unique gift, my gift to the world. Trust me, and I will give you an abundance of everything that you need. And in summary, trusting in God's providence and abundance helps me become trustworthy. So that's how we become trustworthy. By first learning to trust in God, who he is and who he says that you are. When you can trust that, then you can trust yourself to make decisions through discernment and seeking his will, and you can trust yourself to act on those choices that you make. I have heard so many women say, I struggle to discern what I should do because I'm afraid of making the wrong choice. I've also heard them say, I'm afraid that I won't follow through. Both of those can be supported, helped, solved by first knowing and trusting who God is and who he says that you are. This is why this matters so much to me. Because I want every woman to know this. To know and trust God enough to know and trust what he says about her, about who she is. Because that is the truth. The only real, complete, whole truth is what God says about you. Then, when she has a decision to make, she can trust that where God is leading her through that discernment process is the best choice. And she can act quickly on it because she knows that she can trust God and the woman that he's creating her to be. And that woman is a woman who follows through. Then, rooted in this foundation, she will be a great blessing to the world. She will be a great leader who leads her family, leads her coworkers, leads herself, leads her life with love and commitment that gives glory to God. If this resonates with you, if this is something where you're thinking, oh, that's exactly what I want. I want to know that I am trustworthy, that I can make great decisions and be trusted to follow through with actions. If that's you, then I want to invite you to a very special opportunity. I have 4 spots available immediately for coaching to help you do exactly that. Your Trust Walk is the name of the program. And it's a deep dive, hybrid coaching experience where you not only get the skills and the practice to become masterful at making decisions, but you also build a solid foundation of trust in God, who He says you are, and who He's creating you to be. This is the foundation that you need to go beyond the discernment process and answer His call with action toward whatever He's calling you to. Inside your Trust Walk, you have the support of a group coaching community of women who are on their own Trust Walk. And you also have one-on-one coaching with me twice a month. Life is too short. It's too short to be spinning in confusion and overwhelm, avoiding decisions, and not trusting that you have everything that you need to choose and act on God's will for your life. The people in your life are waiting for you. They are waiting for you to step up and be the trustworthy leader that you are created to be. They are waiting for you to lead a decision, lead a mission, lead a community, lead a family, lead your own life, to help lead them all to God's love. Just leave the word trust in a comment with this episode, and I will reach out to you. Or you can also send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram, or drop me an email at beth@womencreatedandcalled.com. And that's how you can learn more about your Trust Walk. The time is now. Like I said, the people in your life are waiting for you to lead them. And having that foundation of trust underneath it all is exactly what you need to lead them well, and lead them with love, and lead them to God's love. The time is now. Let's begin. I pray that you have a very blessed day, and I will see you next time. Bye.